Squaddy Cab Jet here from Thailand, Thailand. As we all know, we've just come through that horrible COVID pandemic. It'll be close to 3 years, 2 years and 10 months since it first raised its ugly head. Well, here in Thailand anyway. It was in January of 2020. And here we are coming up to the end of the year of 2022. So it's been a bad 3 years for all the world, and Thailand hasn't been exempt from that, and Thailand has done it very, very tough. Thailand's a country of either the rich or the poor. There's not a great middle class here, and obviously the rich, it didn't affect too much, but the poor affect them a lot because there's no social security system here. So you don't work, you don't eat. But the good thing about Thailand is that families tend to look after each other. And you never see homeless people here. You never see people sleeping rough on the streets like you do in London or New York or in San Francisco. You don't see that in Thailand. They do tend to look after their own. As people get older, the families look after them. The children start to look after them. So that's the good thing about Thailand. They've got through it very well because of that, because of their Buddhist beliefs and the way they've lived their lives. They've managed to get through it better than most, I think. But inflation has hit Thailand as well, and I've noticed it a lot in the last, say, 3 to 4 months. I suppose since COVID stopped. I think while COVID was with us, everyone was keeping their prices down because they were trying to attract the few customers they had, or the few tourists that came here. They wanted them to spend their money in their business. So most people tried to keep their prices down. Hotels, restaurants, bars, they didn't spike their prices. But now, because Thailand has now opened up 100% for tourism again, without any need for vaccination certificates or anything like that, you can just fly in the country like you could pre-COVID, then I've noticed that places are starting to put their prices up. Hotels are going up. Not here, where I'm staying here still at the hotel here in Hua Hin, and their prices have been like this since I moved in a year ago. But I've noticed on my travels that places that I stayed in, say, 6 months ago, I go to book now, they've gone up at least 20 or 30%. Because it's the high season coming up as well. I mean, the high season starts November through till February. So I think the prices have gone up for that too. But I have noticed a big increase in everyday goods going up. And that's what today's video is about. I'm going to go through that with you. I'm going to take you out shopping and show you the prices that you have to pay now compared to perhaps 6 months ago, and definitely since pre-COVID. Pre-COVID prices, I mean, I lived here for 5 years, so 3 of those years were pre-COVID, and I never noticed anything going up, hardly at all. Prices always seem to stay the same. You go to 7-Eleven or you go to Tesco Lotus, and you didn't see any prices going up like I would in Australia quite often, or the UK. Prices were quite stable here. But unfortunately, things have changed, so I'm going to take you out, we're going to have a little walk around, and I'll go through that with you. I'm here at Market Village, which is the busiest shopping centre here in Hua Hin. There's another one further down the road, Blue Court, but that's not as good as here, and it's not anywhere near as busy, especially since COVID. It's struggling to stay open, I think. So I'm going to take you for a walk through here. We're going to start off in Tesco Lotus, which is the big supermarket. Very similar to Coles in Australia, Walmart in the USA, or Sainsbury's in the UK. While I'm walking through here, I'll tell you a few things that I've noticed in the last few months. I went to Koh Samui not so long ago, and I took the ferry across, took a car across, and it cost me 550 baht. Still very cheap compared to ferries in the UK and other places. But last time I took it over, which was a few months before that, it was only 380 baht to take the car, which is an increase of over 30%. I rented a condo in Kautakia before I went to Samui last year, and the rent was 15,000 baht a month. I checked it out about 3 or 4 months ago, and they offered it to me for 12,000. I checked it again yesterday, and it's still vacant, but it's gone up to 18,000 baht a month, which again is an increase of 33%. Now, I'm not saying that all rental prices have risen. There's still many bargains out there, like this 1 bed, 1 bathroom apartment for 7,000 baht a month. Many people are still struggling to find tenants because there's not that many people coming to Thailand to live here or to stay here long term. So the prices can still be quite low. This one here is only 10,000 baht a month, right slap bang in the middle of Hua Hin. So there are bargains, but you do need to shop around because some landlords are getting a bit greedy. They think, oh, the season's here, I'm going to put the price up, but they might not get anyone in there for a long time. Look at this place here. This one's here is only 12,000 baht a month. Beautiful apartment, nice kitchen, and swimming pool for 12,000 baht a month. So they're still out there. It just depends on how desperate the owner is to rent the place. Some people are quite rich and they can sit on them for years and not have an income. Other people have a mortgage to pay on the property, and they want to rent it out just to try and break even. Like in this case, this condo is going for 10,000 baht a month. You could probably go in the same building, in the same block of condos, and exactly the same condo is going for 16,000 or 18,000. So it just depends on the owner, on his financial position. As I said, I think my ex-landlord was being a bit greedy when he put it from 12 to 18,000. Petrol's still very cheap here compared to most places in the world. You get a litre of petrol for 43 baht, but in April of this year it was only 36 baht. So that's gone up about 16% in the last 6 months. When I go to my favourite watering hole, Bangkok Po, where I go there to listen to some music, the beer there was always 55 baht for many years. Probably about 6 months ago it went up to 60 baht, and now it's gone up a few days ago to 65 baht for a large bottle, which is a price rise of about 15%. Still very cheap by Western standards. I normally buy these cappuccinos quite regularly. Used to be 99 baht. They've now gone up to 120 baht, which is a 20% markup. It says they're 97 baht, but that's if you buy 2 packets. One thing I have noticed recently is that fruit and vegetables have gone up a lot. I think there's 2 reasons for that. One is obviously inflation. Prices are going up. Some of these will be imported as well, so you've got to pay the levy for that. But another big problem was the floods that we've just had throughout Thailand. That's ruined a lot of crops, and prices have gone up due to supply and demand. These mandarin oranges here, they're 89 baht a kilo. It's not that long ago I was paying 49 baht a kilo. A few months ago chicken breast was 55 baht a kilo, and it's now gone up to 88 baht a kilo. Chicken legs were around about 40 baht a kilo, they're now 79 baht a kilo. But what's really gone up is pork. For some reason, I don't know. Pork mince is 175 baht a kilo. Similar prices for pieces of pork as well, but pork's gone through the roof. It used to be around about 80 baht a kilo, so that's doubled. All these pork ribs, they're very expensive now, over 200 baht for belly pork or pork ribs. Chicken wings that used to be around about 40 baht a kilo are now 96 baht a kilo. So more or less everything has doubled in the meat department. Beef's always been very expensive because most Thai people don't eat beef. This one small fillet steak here is 384 baht, and a small sirloin 190 baht. Of course, if you're going to have a nice fillet steak, you're going to want to have a glass of red wine with that. well, you're going to find that quite expensive as well. You can buy some cheaper ones for around about 300 to 400, but your average price is around about 700 to 1000 baht for a nice bottle of wine. To be honest, I haven't noticed a big increase in the cost of wine in the last few months, which is unusual because the Thai government love to tax anything that Farang people like fillet steak and red wine. But I'm sure that the prices will probably go up pretty soon. So to finish off your dinner, you might just fancy some nice cheese. Because expats love cheese, that's expensive too. This small wedge of brie will cost you 231 baht. And this tiny portion of blue cheese will cost you 159 baht. Local cheeses are quite a bit cheaper, still expensive mind, but I find that they don't have the same taste as the imported cheeses. Salami is another expensive commodity. This small pack will cost you 149 baht. I've noticed that many 7-Eleven products have also gone up over the last few months. These yogurts have gone up recently. I get them every morning for breakfast. They used to be 14 baht, they've gone up to 18 baht, which is like a 22% rise. And these little muffins here, they were 10 baht, they've gone up to 12 baht, which is a 16% rise. One good thing that I like is that the beer hasn't gone up. Oh, it's good for me anyway. I think that's because if the government decided to put beer up, I think they'd have a revolution on their hands. Many Thai people like to have a drink, and they've had such a bad few years with COVID and now the recession. I think the government's probably a little bit worried that if they put the price of beer up, then maybe they might not get voted in at the next election. But that's for local beers like Chang and Leo. I have noticed that imported drinks have gone up recently, because it's mainly expats that drink imported drinks. As I said, quite often I come to 7-Eleven for breakfast. I get a toasted sandwich, a muffin, a yogurt and a cappuccino. Cappuccino's just gone up from 25 to 30 baht. This has gone up 2 baht and the yogurt's gone up 4 baht. So it's costing me 11 baht or 22% more to get breakfast now than what it did a couple of months ago. If you're thinking of coming here to Thailand to live or for a long holiday, don't let this video put you off. It's happening all over the world. It's not just Thailand. In fact, Thailand's doing it better than many countries. I live very well here in Thailand on my pension, even with the increases, and it cost me a fraction of the price of what it would cost me if I lived in Australia or the UK or the USA. But at least in Thailand you've got the beautiful weather most of the year, the beautiful crystal clear sea and these lovely beaches, which will cost you absolutely nothing. And on the subject of nothing, there's many cheap ways to live here in Thailand. Yeah, cost of living's gone up, but many Thais live on less than 4,000 baht a week, about $100 US, 80 Great British pounds or 150 Australian dollars. So you can still live here very cheaply and still have a good lifestyle. In some of my future videos, I'll share with you some of the things that I've learned by living here in Thailand over the last 5.5 years on how to be able to live on a budget but still have a great lifestyle. If you haven't already done so, please push the subscribe button. If you're thinking of retiring or living in Thailand, please take a look at my book, The Retire in Thailand Handbook, the first 6 months. Find it on Amazon. It's crammed full of information to help you tiptoe over the logistics of making Thailand your home in retirement. Thanks a lot for watching my channel. So until next time, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.